Hello this week, and I'm going to tell you about behind the scenes making of this piece of artwork I did this way for the future, and it's part of my 3Z Cities of Imagination work. I'm releasing one image each week, and that's building up for something, so watch this space what it's going to be. So firstly, I wanted to come up with a scene which is kind of a road trip. So you've got like a young man and woman here. I used Make Human, the free program. You can see that I'm using 3ds Max. It's only 2015, that's all I need at the moment. So I got these figures, and then I wanted this sign coming down from, I guess, the sky or something, saying this way for the future. And it was going to have the 3Z spaceship in. So that's the original composition. I developed that from sketches. I don't have the sketches to hand, but as you'll see how it evolved, here's the final composition in GIMP. And what I did is that I turned the people into a sketch using a projector, and I projected these images here onto some paper. And then I did a quick pen and ink sketch. I photographed it, took it back to digital just by camera, and then I took it to Inkscape and vectorized it. And you can use Illustrator as well. Illustrator has a much better function to do this sort of stuff, but I don't have Illustrator at the moment. And Inkscape's free and it does just as good job. Well, no, it doesn't, but it still does an okay job. And so I turned it from this. So it's quite a fussy composition. I didn't like the way it was going. A lot of sort of changes and pivoting, as people say in startup world. So I kind of like made it into a cell here, and that kind of leads onto that. And then rather than having the floating city, I've just got the pod going off into the sky, glint. And the important thing is, it says this way for the future, and it says don't follow the instructions. So make that what you will. I'll take it back to 3D Studio Max. So this is the modeling program I used, and just a simple model there. And you can see the textures are on it, and the textures I made in Substance Painter 2, which is an awesome program, really, really good. You can do a lot of stuff in this. I'm not going to go into it. You can check out YouTube videos on how to use it, but really, really good for making textures. It's a really good material you can use, which is called Machine. Just quickly get it, the main part. Yellow. Okay. So this is where you pick the object yellow. Okay, yellow. And yellow is got it. Right. So all this muck and stuff is a pre-made material, and it's called Machinery. You can get it down in Smart Materials there. And if you're first getting into Substance Painter 2, you should mess around with this Machinery tool. Machinery material really is good, and it's got lots of masks. I mean, Substance Painter works a bit like a sort of Photoshop program where it's got layers, but then the layers go onto your 3D image. And as you can see, it makes a pretty neat model. So then after that, I didn't take it back to 3ds Max. I took the textures in, but actually found a very quick way you can render it in Substance Painter. As you can see, you can pay per month. So I'm paying $22, I think, for this a month, and then you can add that all up and pay for the product when you've paid it in full. I don't think the product's that much. I think is it $200? I don't know. And as you can see here, I've made it quite a large rendering area, so it's going to take a while to load up. So meanwhile, I'll just flick back to 3ds Max, and as you can see, just to mention, the polygon count on this model is quite small. Yeah, so even though there's a small polygon count on this model, I don't really have to make it really high polygon count for a simple thing like a a rounded box as a sign. Okay, let's see if it's loaded yet. No. Oh yeah, there we go. Whoops. It's just because I've made the image so big on the renderer. I'm gonna. Yeah, there we go. So there it is. It's just loading up because it's a big image. So you've got to be careful here not to make it too big. Perhaps if I take this down. Oh no, this is the samples, isn't it? Width, there you go. Width 9000. That's huge because I was doing it as a print, which you can buy. It's 2000, right? Whoops. Oh man, what am I doing? Okay, 1000. Oh. Let's flick back to there. This is problems. Okay, I'm going to take it back to rendering. So it's 1000 and 1000. As you can see, I've only really been using Substance Painter 2 for a few months. And, you know, it's a nice little renderer there. And what I did is the background image you can add in this area here, and then it has a sun, so it's an HDRI map. Activate post effects. Is it going to go? Yes. So it gives a really cute effect like that. And as you can see, here's the final image, and with a bit of post-processing, adding layers, warmth, that kind of thing, adding a bit of grain. Probably can't see the grain. It's very fine, but if you go up close, if you buy this as a print, or so the print, you can see it's got a lot of grain and dust, so it gives a nice analog feel that I like, and it also evokes, excuse me, 1970s kind of, that kind of artwork from the 1970s, that sci-fi kind of weird stuff that this universe is kind of got that aesthetic. So that's great. So thanks very much for listening to this. I hope to get my big screen up again and more videos and stuff, but I've just moved into this new flat that I'm in, so it's a bit of a mess. I'm making some furniture in IKEA, but it's taken a month, much longer than I thought, to paint the place. So but next week or in a few weeks I should have everything up and running. So if you like this video, check out my other videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to support me. Any comments and questions, I'll be glad to get back. Also check out my website, jamesabelart.com, and jamesabelart.com/blog for a weekly post. And you can follow me on Twitter as well. So thanks very much, and you can also check out my online shop. So I'll speak to you next week. Bye for now.